So Vaikuntha is a place where the Lord does his wonderful pastimes, eternal pastimes and Aishwarya, so much of opulence. But much higher than that is Mathura. Why? Because Krishna appeared there in Mathura. And much higher than that is Vrindavan, because Krishna performed his intimate pastimes with his wonderful eternal associates. And higher than that is Govardhan, because Krishna lifted Govardhan, which is with his left hand, little finger. And higher than that is Sri Radhakund, which is nothing but personification of love of Godhead. So in this way, our acharyas, especially Srila Rupa Goswami, he has glorified Sri Vrindavan. He has glorified the entire Mathura Mandal, that how glorious the entire place is. In Mathura Mahatmya, Srila Rupa Goswami, he elaborately glorifies, extensively glorifies this entire place of Sri Mathura Mandal. Mathura Mandal consists of the entire thing, wherever Krishna performed his pastimes. He says, you all can repeat. Pade pade tirtha phalam Mathuraya vasundhare Yatra tatra narosnataha Muchyate ghora kilbishaihi. So here it is said, Pade Pade Tirtha Phalam Mathuraya Vasundare. Oh Vasundara, oh Earth. So he's addressing Goddess Earth. And he is saying, Lord is saying, that when someone takes steps in Mathura, Tirtha, in Mathura, so what happens? Such a person gets the merit of going to all the other holy places. So if you go to Vrindavan, you get the merit of doing all the yatras. All the yatras, sometimes we hear people go for Char Dham Yatra, Teen Dham Yatra, etc. Yes. So they attain, whoever goes to Vrindavan, they attain the merit of going to all the holy places. And at the same time, it is said, anyone who bathes in Mathura becomes free from the most terrible sins. After all, it has to be because it's the most powerful place, Krishna's place. And specifically here, Prabhupada had given an instruction that if you go to Vrindavan, you can stay there, for 3 days, 3 nights. I used to always wonder why Prabhupada 3 days, 3 nights. There is a reference for this from Srila Rupa Goswami's Mathura Mahatmya. Triratram api ye tatra vasanti manujamune harir dadyat sukham tesham muktanam api durlabham. So here it is said that Triratram, anyone who spends 3 nights in Mathura Mandal, in Sri Vrindavan, 3 nights, what happens? Lord Hari, Dadyat Sukham Tesham, very happily he gives. What he gives? Muktanam api durlabham, that which is even very, very rare, even for liberated souls. And that is none other than devotional service. Therefore, Prabhupada always say 3 days, 3 nights. At least you stay for 3 days and 3 nights. And one more quote from Mathura Mahatmya. Mathurayam prakurvanti puri sadharani drasham ye naraste pi vigyeya paparashibhir anvita. Now, when you're hearing all these different glories of Sri Vrindavan, Sri Mathura Mandal, and someone who thinks, why these people are speaking so much about Mathura? Mathura is another ordinary city like Bangalore or Mumbai or whatever. And here it is said in Uttarakhand, it is said that anyone who thinks like this should be understood that he is filled with great sins. Very bold. So our acharyas, they have collected various references from Puranas and they have given it here. That only a sinful person will be able to think like this, will not be able to understand the importance of the place, Mathura. Now, another very nice thing. So these are little heavy. Another nice thing mentioned here. Manushim yonim atulam. Manushim yonim atulam. Labdhva bhagasya yogatah. Vrittay vayurgatam tesham. Na drishtva mathuram purim. So here he is saying, Manushim yoni matulam. This human form is very, very rare, extremely rare. And after getting this human form, if someone does not see Mathura, when someone does not see Vrindavan, so here our Acharya is saying, he is just wasting his life. So this Vrindavan Yatra is going to be a yatra of success in life. Because just by taking darshan of Sri Vrindavan, darshan of Mathura, our Acharya is saying that that's a great success of human form of life. Now see, when it comes to Vrindavan, our Acharyas have described many, many wonderful things. In fact, Brahma himself in Brahma Samhita is saying, Chinta mani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha. So what is there in Vrindavan? It's made up of Chintamani gems. Every sand particle is Chintamani. And Prakara Sadmasu, Kalpa Vriksha. Then we have Kalpa Vrikshas there. Every tree there is a Kalpa Vriksha, wish fulfilling desire tree. Now we have to understand that the place where we are going to, at least from Shastra Chakshu, we should be able to see that it's not an ordinary place. Every single particle is actually touchstone. Therefore, when devotees go to Vrindavan, they pick up sand in the hand and they beg and pray to the sand of Sri Vrindavan, which is non different from Chintamani, for fulfilling their spiritual desires. You'll also see many people while doing parikrama, when they see a tree, they embrace the tree and tell something to the tree. Yes, praying to the tree to fulfill their spiritual desires. So in this way, now every single sand particle is Chintamani. Every tree is a Kalpavriksha. How glorious this place is. Therefore, our acharyas, they sing. Narottam Das Thakur sings. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. The entire place of Vrindavan is made up of ratna, is made up of jewels, very, very precious jewels. I had this doubt, okay, any praman, is there any pastime or anything where a person was able to see, an ordinary person was able to see this entire place made up of jewels? Akbar had a great singer in his court. His name was Tansen. And when he would sing melodies like Mallar Rag. Yes. So at that time, the rains would shower just by the melody that he would sing. So one day Akbar asked Tansen, is there anyone who sings better than you? So at that time, Tansen said, what is my singing? What is my singing? My guru, Swami Haridas, he is an amazing singer. He sings much, much better than me, thousands of times better, much better than me. But he does not sing for Badsha like you. He sings for Badshahon ke Badshah, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Then then Akbar said, I want to hear his singing. Then he will not sing for you for sure, but I'll do something. So Tansen, he took his king Akbar with him. He went to Vrindavan and he told Akbar, you stay outside here. You hide here. I'll do something by which my guru will sing. And then Tansen went inside and then he was just acting that I just forgot that rag that you had taught me. And then he sang something wrongly. And then his guru, Swami Haridas, he said, no, this is not proper. I'll sing. And he sang. Hearing the singing of Swami Haridas, you know who is Swami Haridas, by the way? Swami Haridas is that person who manifested the very famous deity Bake Bihari in Vrindavan. His North Indians are very mad about this deity, Bake Bihari. Yes. So he is the one who manifested that. So when he sang, this person fainted, Akbar. Then Tansen went and then he woke him up and then got him in front of Swami Haridas. And Akbar was so overwhelmed. He begged and prayed to Swami Haridas that please give me a service. Now you have attracted my heart. Please give me some service by which I'll be able to please you. And at that time, Swami Haridas, he said that you go to the banks of Jamuna, there's a bridge and some steps are broken there. Can you please fix it? So while going out, Akbar was thinking, I'm a king. Why he gave such a small service to me? I could have done big things. So Akbar goes there, and by the mercy of this great soul, he was given a divine vision where he was able to see that how the entire place was made up of precious jewels. The entire bridge was made up of precious jewels, the steps were made up of precious jewels, and that was broken. And Akbar was thinking, even if I sell my entire kingdom, I'll not be able to fix this. He went and begged forgiveness from Swami Haridas and he said, "No, I cannot do this service, please forgive me." So in this way, we see that this place is not an ordinary place. But then when we go, what do we see? All of us, when we go, we'll see some buildings made up of cement and brick. We'll see some open drainage while walking. We'll see some monkeys here and there jumping and some dirt lying here and there. So unfortunately, since our eyes are covered with lust and dirt, we cannot see Vrindavan as it is. Then how to believe that Vrindavan is like this? Because our acharyas who are able to see this, they have told us that how bona fide this information is. They have verified it themselves by their own eyes anointed with love of Godhead. Therefore, those who have these eyes anointed with love of Godhead, they are given this vision. And therefore, such people don't like to leave Vrindavan. They want to stay there. Yes. Who will leave such a place? Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur understanding our situation, how pathetic our situation is. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur he sings, আর কাবে নিতাই চাঁদের করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কাবে তুচ্ছ হবে বিষয় চরিয়া কাবে शुद्ध হবে মানা कबे हम हेरबो Sri Vrindavan. So Narottam Das Thakur is singing that when will I be able to see Vrindavan? And maybe our IY boys will say, I will go and see and get back to you. He's talking about seeing the actual Vrindavan, the Divya Vrindavan, which unfortunately we'll not be able to see through our naked eyes. And how a person will be able to see this? He's saying, Vishaya chhadiya kabe shuddha habe man. When my heart will be completely purified, when I'll give up the desire for sense gratification, then I can see Vrindavan as it is. Till then, I can see Vrindavan only through Shastra and through the eyes of Acharyas. Therefore, in Vrindavan Dham, the first thing that we have to do is keep hearing about the place, keep hearing about the personalities. Therefore, in the entire Yatra, the most important thing is Shravanam. You go around to play different places or not, it doesn't matter. You sit in Dham and you just hear about the great personalities who have spent their life there. That itself will clear our heart because finally, what is important is cleansing of the heart. Because, anyways, this eyes made up of muscle and blood and all that will not be able to witness Vrindavan, anyways. Therefore, the consciousness that we need to have is I'm going there to hear about the Lord, by which, by His mercy, my heart will be cleansed. Therefore, fortunate are those who go to Dham and sit and hear the glories of the Lord. Therefore, when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he took a yatra to Vrindavan. At that time, our Prabhupada, who was a grihastha at that time, Abhay Charan Babu, he was also there in that place. And there was an announcement that was made that all the ones who want to go for Vrindavan Parikrama can go, and the ones who want to sit and hear Saraswati Thakur's class can sit. And majority of the people got up and left. And Prabhupada was there with other sannyasis. And this was appreciated by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In fact, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur made a comment also. What will you see Only thing that you can do is you'll do eye exercise. You go to some place and close your eyes, open, close, open, close, open. इससे ज़्यादा क्या करेंगे वहाँ जाके? And especially when we are tired, we don't want to see anything. Just we need bed. Anyways, you'll understand this on the day of Govardhan Parikrama. When you'll walk for 22 kilometers. Yes. Therefore, this point is very important to note that when we go to Dham, we're not going there just to go around and do some eye exercise. We're not going there to take some selfies to put on our social media. We're not going there, to just take bath in some kund. We're going there to hear about the Lord. And the outcome should be cleansing of our heart and getting more closer to Krishna. That is very, very important. Therefore, I always tell all the devotees who go for Yatra, especially Yatra to Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, and Sri Vrindavan, that the first priority is to sit and hear about the glories of the place, glories of the personalities. And you know what? Krishna is very pleased when you sit in Dham and hear about the Lord and his devotees. This is called as Dham Seva. You physically do some seva by cleaning the place or something like that. But normally, since we go a few days, we don't get time for doing all these services. But one of the best service that we can do is sit and hear the glories of the place, the glories of the personalities. This time, we are keeping the theme as Lord Chaitanya and the Goswamis. So, this is the theme for this Vrindavan Yatra. So we'll hear Lord Chaitanya, how he spent time in Vrindavan, how he went to Vrindavan, what he did in Vrindavan. And he instructed various Goswamis to shift to Vrindavan, stay in Vrindavan, how they lived their life in Vrindavan. What was their priority in Vrindavan? We'll try to hear all that every single day. That is the theme for this year. Now, this place is very, very special. Why this Vrindavan is so special? But obvious, Lord has performed pastimes. This place naturally becomes very special. But one thing which I was just having this doubt. But Krishna has performed pastime in specific places only. So we should go to only those specific places because they might be power potent. They might be very, very powerful. But our acharyas say that every single dust particle in Vrindavan has been touched by the lotus feet of Krishna. After all, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead performing his omnipresent pastimes, omnipotent pastimes. Every single dust particle has been touched by the lotus feet of Krishna. And those who have faith to accept this, they're glorious. And is also described every single tree and the creepers have been touched by the lotus hands of Krishna and they feel very, very blessed. The most blessed living entities who never leave Vrindavan are the trees and creepers. So they are the most blessed ones, and Krishna has touched each one of them. So we'll be able to get darshan of all these fortunate souls. And can you imagine? There is one slot in the yatra where we'll be taking bath in Yamuna. In Yamuna, Lord has performed his wonderful pastimes. He would have his sporting pastimes with gopas. He'll have his sporting pastimes with gopis. On the banks of Yamuna, we have so many pastime places, especially that pastime place where Krishna, he subdued Kaliya, where Krishna stole the clothes of gopis and he was sitting on one tree. The place where 12 suns manifested to dry Krishna's body when he came out of the waters after subduing Kaliya. So all these wonderful pastime places are there. These are on the banks and in the waters, in the same waters where Krishna performed pastimes. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we'll be taking bath. And it's not just Krishna performing pastimes. All the Vaishnavas, all the great souls who have attained Krishna Prem, they would specifically every single day go and take dip in Yamuna. Can you imagine all six Goswamis going and taking bath in that place? Can you imagine all our acharyas in the parampara in the altar? Oh, they have dipped in Yamuna. They have taken bath there, including A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. That place is very, very special and we are very fortunate to take bath in Yamuna. In Mathura Mahatmya, Rupa Goswami describes, Yo vai madhuvane snati Yamuna jalamashritah Sarvatirtheshu Sarvatirtheshu sasnatah Palam labhate dhruvam So here Srila Rupa Goswami says, that person who bathes in the water of Yamuna attains the result of bathing in all the holy places. So someone might think that no, I have not taken bath in that river and this river and so on and so forth. No problem. Take dip in Yamuna and you've taken bath in all the tirthas possible, in all the three worlds. In this life, even if we try to take bath in all the tirthas, maybe in this planet we can, but what about the higher planets, lower planets? No, we'll not be able to. So just by taking bath in Yamuna, all these wonderful things will be taken care. So we'll be getting the merit of taking bath in all the tirthas. And one thing is there that is described, those who take bath in Yamuna with faith. Yamuna, who has witnessed the pastimes of the Lord, who owns or who carries Krishna Prem, she bestows the devotees with pure devotional service. So that's the glory of taking bath in Yamuna for us. Yes. When Lord Krishna was discussing with Srimati Radharani about going to Bhauma, earth, to perform pastimes, she said, no, I cannot come. Why are you not coming? No, I cannot come without Vrindavan, Govardhan, Jamuna. And Krishna said, guess what? We are taking all the three with us. So, right from Goloka Vrindavan, these places have been manifested. And that's when Srimati Radharani agreed, okay, if these three are there, I'll also come. So, Jamuna, the dust of Vrindavan, and Govardhan. So, very, very amazing places and the most dear, to the lordships. Most dear to Srimati Radharani and most dear to Krishna. So Govardhan Parikrama is another very, very important service, which we see our Acharya doing. Can you imagine Sanatan Goswami every single day would do Govardhan Parikrama? Every single day. 22 plus kilometers at that time. Now Govardhan has shrunk, so it's 22. At that time it was huge. He would do that every day. And fortunately, we are going at that time wherein there is one Ekadashi that comes. And when I was reading Mathura Mahatmya, I got goosebumps because Rupa Goswami is specially mentioning about this Ekadashi. Out of all the 24 Ekadashis, he's mentioning about this Ekadashi and he's talking about Govardhan Parikrama on this Ekadashi. That was amazing. Okay, for your reference and to prove the point, I'll chant the shloka. Please repeat. Masi Bhadrapadeyatu Shukla Chaikadashi Shubha Govardhane Sopavasah Kuryatasya Pradakshinam Govardhanam Parikraman Drashtva Devam Harim Prabhum Rajasuyascha Phalam Prapnoti Asamshayah. So here it is described from Adivarha Purana. Rupa Goswami is quoting and says, on the auspicious day of Shukla Ekadashi in the month of Bhadra. So I just googled it to check which Ekadashi is the next. And it says, where is it? It says Bhadrapada Shukla Ekadashi. Yes, I was very amazed. Oh, we are going at the right time. So all glories to the organizers, you have chosen the right date. After scrutinizingly studying Mathura Mahatmya. So here it is said that anyone who circumambulates, so and also another thing to note is one should fast and circumambulate Govardhan Hill. Now again for your information, this day is very special because the next day of Ekadashi is Vaman Dwadashi, appearance day of Vaman Dev. So according to the Vaishnava calendar, we fast on Ekadashi itself, we fast till noon in the remembrance of Vaman Dev. So Govardhan Parikrama we start normally early in the morning, which gets over before 12. And naturally all of us will be fasting. How's that? And it is described that on the Ekadashi you have to chant a good number of rounds. So when you're doing parikrama for 6 hours, 7 hours, the only thing that you'll be doing is chanting. Good number, many, many rounds you'll be able to chant. So in this way, it is described that anyone, on this auspicious day, does circumambulation of Govardhan Hill, one attains the result of having performed Rajasuya Yagya, Ashwamedha Yagya, there is no doubt. So when I was reading this, I was thinking, okay, these doesn't matter for us. But then one thing is very clear that such merit is given, it means Lord is very pleased with that person. So if Lord is pleased, our job is done. So on that day, when we are doing parikrama, that will be very, very pleasing to the Lord. So we are very, very fortunate going at the right time and doing Govardhan parikrama. Can you imagine that Govardhan hill, which Krishna picked up with his own hands? Hands, finger, little finger. Yes. And the same hill under which all the gopas and gopis and cows they assembled. Same hill. Same hill around which the great personality like Madhavendra Puri, he did his bhajan. Same hill where Indra, when he came to beg forgiveness from Krishna, he did Abhishek of Krishna with Surabhi cow, with Surabhi cow's help. And that Charanamrit now is there even today as a Govinda Kund. So Govinda Kund is another very, very important place. And like that, we have many, many places around Govardhan. And how can we forget the topmost place for Gaudiya Vaishnavas? Radha Kund and Shama Kund. So when we will be doing Parikrama of Govardhan, we also come to Radha Kund and Sham Kund. And it is described taking darshan of Radha Kund and Sham Kund as glorious. But what to talk about taking darshan of Radha Kund, Sham Kund on the auspicious day of Ekadashi? And what to talk about taking darshan of Radha Kund and Sham Kund on Ekadashi and sipping water from Radha Kund and Sham Kund 3 times and sprinkling water is equivalent to taking bath in Radha Kund and Sham Kund. All glorious one. Yes. Therefore, it is described that only by the mercy of our acharyas we get an opportunity to go at the right time. Always, how can we forget the Yatra organizers? Only by the mercy of these great souls, now our acharyas, we get the opportunity to go to such places with proper understanding and consciousness. Now, someone might say 5,000 years back, Krishna performed pastimes. How is it that these places are still, so lively and so glorious and effulgent and things like that? You know what? Those whose eyes are anointed with love, who attained Krishna Prem, they can see the Nitya Leela of the Lord even happening today. So in Jamuna, Lord is performing his pastimes. Radhakund Shamkund, Lord is performing his pastimes. Govardhan, Lord is performing his pastimes on the hill with the cows. And he is going around to different places and he's performing his pastimes. The timing is also there. If I'm not wrong, between 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, Lord comes to Radhakund to take bath. So if you happen to reach there, that's amazing. But don't worry, you'll not be able to see anything. The point that I'm trying to make is the place is very glorious because even today the Nitya Leela of the Lord takes place in every pastime place, in every single place, which is known for its different unique pastimes. Still now, Lord performs various pastimes. Yes, the place is naturally very, very glorious. And talking about this place, glory increasing day by day, because many, many great souls, they have done bhajan in this place. Many great souls are doing bhajan in this place. And many great souls will be doing bhajan in this place. Because this place is meant for bhajan. This place is meant for doing intense sadhana. And we have one such personality who did intense sadhana in Vrindavan. And he attained the audience of the Supreme Lord in 6 months. Fourth canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Dhruv Maharaj. So where did Dhruv Maharaj perform pastime? In Vrindavan, specifically in Madhuvan. Oh, ah. Look at the glorious place. In 6 months, he was able to get Sakshat Darshan of the Lord. In this way, this place becomes even more glorious because great devotees who hold Krishna in the heart, who have love of Godhead, they are there, always witnessing the pastimes, assisting the Lord in his pastimes. Therefore, this place becomes even more glorious. We're going to that glorious place, by the way. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, the first thing that he was doing is, he was running towards Vrindavan. He was running towards Vrindavan. He was mad. He wanted to go to Vrindavan. That was the madness of Lord Chaitanya for Vrindavan. He ran, ran, and ran. And because of the trick of Nityananda Prabhu, he jumped in Ganga thinking Jamuna. And there he found Advaita Acharya. And he's asking Advaita, you are also in Vrindavan? And Advaita Acharya is amazing. He is saying, oh Lord, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. Then Advaita Acharya gave Angavastra to the Lord. Then he got him to his place in Shantipur. But then in this way, all the time, even when our Lord, after sannyas, he went to Jagannath Puri, he would hanker to go to Vrindavan. Every time. And he would ask devotees, please give me permission so that I can go to Vrindavan. But devotees were very clever. At the same time, they were very anxious. How can we live in separation from the Lord? Therefore, the devotees would they use their own tricks and not allow the Lord to go to Vrindavan. Lord is asking, Ramananda Sarvabhauma Dui Jana Sthane Tabe Yukti Kare Prabhu Jabe Vrindavane. Multiple times these personalities tricked. And you know what they would tell? Oh Lord, you wait, now you don't go. Rath Yatra is coming. After Rath Yatra, you go. And after Rath Yatra, then they would say that now Janmashtami is there. Just wait for that. And when Chaturmas starts, then the Chaturmas sannyasis don't travel. And after Chaturmas, it's cold, December time. Oh Lord, it's so cold. You go after the winters are over. You go during summers. And in summers comes Rath Yatra. So in this way, it went on and on. It went on and on almost for 4 years. But finally, Lord decided, bus, done. He decided, I am going. Bhauta utkantha mora jaite Vrindavana, tumara hate dui vatsarana kailun gamana. Because of your hata, because you were Ziddhi, because of you, O Ramananda Rai, O Sarvabhauma, I couldn't go to Vrindavan. But this time I'm going to Vrindavan. Ami jabo Vrindavan. So at that time, Ramananda Rai Sarvabhauma, they are saying, oh Lord, who can stop you? You're Swarat, you're independent, who can stop you? But we have only one request, that don't go now. Go on the day of Vijayadashami, on the day of Dashara. So please go on the day of Vijayadashami. So on the day of Vijayadashami, Lord left for Vrindavan. Now, when he was going to Vrindavan, he was so mad. All the time he was just meditating. Now I'll be going to that place where Lord performed his pastimes. Oh, that place where Radha and Krishna performed the pastimes. Oh, Govardhan, oh, Jamuna. With that intense mood, he was moving towards Vrindavan. And all the other devotees were accompanying him towards Vrindavan. And when Lord was there in Vrindavan, oh, he performed wonderful pastimes, which I'll not tell now. We'll hear there. See, in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, by the order of Lord Chaitanya, our parampara, Siddha Acharyas, the 6 Goswamis, they spend their entire life in Vrindavan. You can imagine, every single day, all of them, they're performing their bhajan in Vrindavan. Doing Govardhan Parikrama, taking bath in Jamuna every day, going and doing Madhukari in different houses in Vrindavan, staying under different trees every night in Vrindavan. So this is what they were doing every single day. And every single day they had divine experiences, transcendental experiences when they were staying there. And we have so many other personalities in our parampara. In fact, safely I can say all the personalities in parampara, they, at least for some time, stayed in Vrindavan and did bhajan. And obviously some of them shifted to Navadvip, and some of them left their transcendental bodies in Navadvip, and many of them, they left their transcendental bodies in Vrindavan, so that all of us can go and take darshan of their samadhis. Can you imagine? We'll hear about the Goswamis and then go take darshan of them. And they're personally present because their transcendental bodies are not different from them. They're personally present in their samadhi mandirs. Therefore, when we go to samadhi mandir, and there, when we begin pray to them, they're hearing our prayers. And especially devotees who really want to intensify their bhajan, they can pray to them who have already done intense bhajan to attain Radha and Krishna. They will surely bless. As we always say, That we need to get that attraction, we need to get that attachment to the Lord, to the holy name, to the Bhagavatam, and so on. That greed has to be developed to serve the Lord every moment. Who will give all this? The ones who have it. And these personalities have it, and they're sitting in Vrindavan in their respective Samadhi mandirs to bless all of us. So when we go there, we should offer right prayers to them. And they're very, very merciful. They will surely bless us. Bless us, with the fulfillment of these spiritual desires. After six Goswamis, we see in the altar, we have Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Once Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he begged Madhukari and he accepted some foodstuffs, from a sweeper in Vrindavan. So there was a huge chaos with this news because Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he is after all Vaishnava Sarvabhauma. At that time, I was topmost among all the Vaishnavas there. Everywhere there was huge chaos that how he accepted foodstuffs from a bhangi, from a sweeper. A huge chaos. At that time, they went and asked Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, why you accepted? He spoke many things. And at last he said, one of the important point, that this person is not an ordinary person. He is sweeping the floor or the land of Vrindavan. And while sweeping, all that dust, which even great personalities hanker for, is settling on his body or settling on her body. Who can be more pure than this person? So what's the problem in accepting roti from this bhangi? Haribol. This is the importance which our acharyas have given to the dust of Vrindavan, to the place Vrindavan itself. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he would visit Vrindavan, do his bhajan. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would get yatras from his different Gaudiya Mats to Vrindavan. He would take them for parikrama, the entire place. And our other acharyas like Prabodhana Saraswati Thakur, they have written elaborate description about the glories of Vrindavan in their compositions like Vrindavan Mahimamrita, Rupa Goswami's Mathura Mahatmya, Raghunath Das Goswami's Vraja Vilas, Stava, and Narahari Chakravarti Thakur has written Mathura Mandal Parikrama. And these all personalities, they were all hankering to be in Vrindavan and never leave Vrindavan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his wonderful song, he sings, Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutira Govardhana Parvata Jamuna Tira ये सब छोड़ तो कहीं नहीं जाऊं ये सब छोड़ तो प्राण हारो. Very beautiful. And he goes on singing. And in the entire song, one thing that we can see is the possessiveness of our acharyas for this place, Sri Vrindavan Dham. They're very, very having this great possessiveness. He's saying, ये सब छोड़ के कहाँ जाऊँ मैं? But वो गए Navadvip Dham. Because Navadvip and Vrindavan are non-different. Yes. And he's saying, better to leave one's prana, life, than to leave Vrindavan. There's the glory, of Sri Vrindavan Dham, such a glorious place. And our Acharya is so much attached to Sri Vrindavan Dham. And our Savior, Srila Prabhupada. See, when it comes to Prabhupada, before going to West, he stayed in Vrindavan. He did intense bhajan in Vrindavan. In which temple was he staying in? Radha Damodar Mandir of Jiva Goswami. And it's described that he would do intense bhajan. Srila Prabhupada. He would sit in his room, which is still preserved, which we all will be visiting. In that room, he would sit. But obviously, that room is now very much renovated. There's an AC and fan and everything. But when Prabhupada was staying at that time, it was just old room. That's it. Old room. And Prabhupada would sit there and he would chant intensely. There are interviews where people have shared, especially one boy who would come to give milk to Prabhupada. He was interviewed. And he said that one day, I went to give milk to Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji. And I was knocking. But then he was not, there was no response from inside. So I just pushed the door to check inside what's happening. So at that time, he says, I saw that Swamiji was intensely weeping and crying and chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In fact, Srila Prabhupada also says, the temple of Jiva Goswami is my heart and soul. In fact, the entire mission of the worldwide movement, Krishna consciousness, or the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, began from this temple. Is there Prabhupada would sit and write the various writings, especially the first canto Srimad Bhagavatam and various other things. He wrote there. Prabhupada writes, Vrindavan is a charmingly beautiful place and situated there in the grove known as Seva Kunj is a sacred temple of Radha Damodar. I take the lotus feet of these deities as my only shelter, and I petition them to be kind upon me and guide me to life's ultimate goal. So Prabhupada is saying this. He's so attached. In fact, when Prabhupada left Vrindavan to go to West, he writes in his diary. So he started to go to the Western world. If I'm not wrong, I don't have the exact date, sometime in August. And there's an entry on September 10, 1965. So mid-August 1965, he started his journey. September 10, 1965, there is an entry in his diary, Jaladuta diary, where he says, today the ship is flying very smoothly. I feel better. But I am feeling separation from Sri Vrindavan and my lords Sri Govinda Gopinath Radha Damodar. Even there, he's writing this. So imagine how much intense attachment our Acharya has for Sri Vrindavan. And even in the West, when he was giving classes, suddenly in between the class, I still remember hearing that. Uh, I couldn't note it down which class that was. I was hearing, and suddenly in between the class, he says, I don't know what I'm doing here far away from Sri Vrindavan Dham. And then he continues his class. So much of meditation, intense meditation on Sri Vrindavan Dham. And sometimes Prabhupada would ask, where am I? They would say, Prabhupada, you're in so and so country. And Prabhupada would say, no, I am in Vrindavan Dham. That's the intense meditation of our Acharya, always meditating on Sri Vrindavan Dham. And look at Srila Prabhupada's glory. With his intense meditation on Sri Vrindavan, he created Vrindavan all around the world. And those Vrindavan Dhams are called as ISKCON temples. Yes. So from one Vrindavan, we'll be going to another Vrindavan. Yes. So that's the glory. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. He could have come to Vrindavan and he could have left his body. But he left his body in Gita Nagari in central Pennsylvania. This was 27th June 2005. Just to prove to the entire world that Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON is non-different from Vrindavan. And you should see Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj last few kirtans. He's crying piteously and calling Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar. Such great personality. He could have come to Vrindavan easily, but he wanted to show to the entire world that how great Srila Prabhupada's creation is. That is, this organization is gone. In this way, we see intense meditation of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, he could have gone to any other place and he could have winded up his pastime, but he chose Vrindavan. He chose Vrindavan. And on 14th November 1977, at 7 o'clock, 20 minutes, 7:20 p.m., Srila Prabhupada leaves this world, or I should say leaves Bhauma Vrindavan to go to Goloka Vrindavan. Yes. He could have chosen any other place, but Prabhupada's attachment to Vrindavan is so great, he chose Vrindavan. And he left his body in Vrindavan, teaching us that what we are supposed to do when we are supposed to leave the body. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada's eternal samadhi will be there here eternally in Sri Vrindavan, in Krishna Balram Mandir's courtyard. So we are so fortunate. I don't know in future if we'll have all the paraphernalia of Srila Prabhupada preserved, but at least now that bed on which Srila Prabhupada was there and left this world, that bed is still preserved. That bed is still there. That bed is every time decorated very nicely on the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada. And all the other paraphernalia which Srila Prabhupada used, that is still preserved. And can you imagine? Srila Prabhupada's transcendental body was given samadhi in Vrindavan. And all of us will be able to get darshan of Srila Prabhupada personally, where he's sitting there. He's there everywhere in all of ISKCON temples. But specifically, he's there in that place in his samadhi. And every single day when we go to take darshan of Krishna Balram, especially when we go for Mangalarti, we'll be able to take darshan of Prabhupada there, in his samadhi mandir. So it's a very, very glorious opportunity to visit this glorious place. And I can go on speaking, but then we are short of time. I mean, you people will get tired. Yes. So the thing that I would like to end with is that human form people might get, but very few people know about glories of Krishna. Very few people accept, even after knowing glories of Krishna, only few people accept Krishna's Supreme Personality of Godhead. And except they will go to Vrindavan. But very few people go with proper mood to Vrindavan. Many people go to Vrindavan. You go now, we'll see. Every day Vrindavan is crowded. But how many people come there, with a proper mood to take darshan of the Lord through eyes and ears and to cleanse one's hearts? How many of them actually come there to go and offer their heartfelt prayers in the Samadhi mandirs of our Goswamis? Therefore, we are very, very fortunate. And our acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada, has given us a way. Now, what are we supposed to go and do there? And Srila Prabhupada said, when you go to Vrindavan, there's 5,000 plus temples. But Prabhupada said, go and take darshan of the 7 Goswami temples. And guess what? These 7 Goswami temples are there in our itinerary. So we'll be taking darshan of this 7 temples, and we'll take darshan of the Samadhi Mandir of all the 6 Goswamis. We'll take darshan of Samadhi Mandir of Lokanath Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidya Bhushan, all these great personalities. And maybe other things we can speak in Vrindavan. Yes. The only thing that we have to do from now till we reach the place is pray to the Lord that please allow me to come to your place. Just by paying some amount as yatra fees and booking train ticket, we'll not be able to go. Many times, many people drop at the end. Some health issue, some crisis, this and that, whatever. So at least I always pray to the Lord that please allow me. Once in a year, annually we get to go. And for many people, it will be once in 3 years. So we'll intensely pray to the Lord that, please allow me to come and purify myself by glorifying you, hearing your glories. I'm not qualified, but by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I'm getting this opportunity. So with all these prayers, we can intensify our sadhana, and please make your way to Vrindavan. Yes. And it's very nice. We have many, many auspicious occasions. When you're traveling in the train, all of you will be celebrating Sri Radhashtami. Yes. Such a glorious thing. Yes. And then when you land there, when you come, to Vrindavan, we'll be celebrating Ekadashi, and next day is Vaman Dvadashi. And on Friday, the day when we are going to come back to Bangalore, it's the auspicious appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Somehow, these dates have been chosen by our organizers. Actually, it's very rare, auspicious days in Dham. It's very rare. So somehow, I would, my heartfelt thanks to the organizers who have chosen these wonderful dates. Yes. Lord's great mercy that He inspired us to choose these dates. So requesting all of you that please pray to the Lord intensely. And this Vrindavan Yatra is going to be very, very special because these auspicious days are part of our Vrindavan Yatra. Thank you very much. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. Okay, few things, which all the how many participants are there? Okay, 47, and then some of you are here. So important thing is, when you start from your respective places, the yatra begins. Okay? From Bangalore. So yatra begins from then because Mathura Mahatmya speaks about it. When you start thinking about going to Vrindavan, your yatra begins. Yes. And what to talk about stepping out from your place to actually walk towards or go towards Vrindavan. So all of you should remain in Vaishnava attire throughout because your yatra has already begun. You're going to do, what are you going to do in yatra? Chant and hear the glories of the Lord. That's what you want to do. So it begins right from the time we leave. Therefore, be in Vaishnava attire. And Vaishnava attire means dhoti kurta. I don't want to see anyone in jeans and pant and whatever. White kurta, white dhoti. If you want saffron, I've got one more set. Only two colors allowed. Yes. नीचे white ऊपर saffron नहीं चलेगा. It has to be full white or full saffron. And another thing is no beard, no mustache. Yes, we are going to Dham. Your face should be fully clean. I'm little strict about these things because these things are very important. Because when we go to Dham, these are the ways in which we can show respect to Dham. Oh, see, I'm coming clean. You can prove to the Lord, see, I'm coming clean. I'm very eager to come to your place. Yes. And also at the same time, we tell the entire world there who has come to see Vrindavan that we belong to the lineage of Srila Prabhupada. So it's very important to be clean. No accessories on the body. Kaan mein bali and then haath mein kada and mota chain, nothing doing. Only kanti mala can be there. If you're eligible, qualified to wear kanti can be there. Apart from that, nothing. If you want, you can wear watch. So this is the Vaishnava attire. And one of the important point is stick to the itinerary. I'll not be repeating this again and again. If any devotee is seen going and doing something different as mentioned in the schedule, so this will be your last IYMF Yatra. Yes. So you'll not be allowed after this. Even if you beg and pray, maybe we'll allow you in congregation Yatra, you can go in the congregation Yatra. Yes. Another very important thing is we have arranged enough prasadam all the times in throughout the yatra. Yes. So no eating outside, and there's a myth that eat anything in Vrindavan that's prasad. No, it's not. Yes. So let's not have these all misconceptions. So our devotees, our organizers have already arranged for prasad, sumptuous prasad, feast every single day. So there is no dearth of prasad. Eat nicely and do bhajan nicely. Mm. So these are few things which I would request all of you to follow. And rest anyways we'll announce during the yatra. Okay, any questions? See, it's dot 8, I'm stopping. Obviously, you all should carry umbrella and whatever clothes needed. Because it might rain also. Huh? What specific? What specific prayers we can offer? You can offer
Hare Krishna
Shikshastakam
Prabhuji.
prayers.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, those are the 8 intense prayers which are there. And then we can sing those different bhajans of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Now we have Radha Krishna bhajans are there, Radha Krishna Pranam, we can sing. We can sing Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama. And every day there, to remember all the Goswamis, we'll be singing Goswami, Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Maybe in a day, 2-3 times we'll sing. Yes. Because if we receive mercy of Goswami, our life is successful. So maybe through this we can. So these are different prayers. And in the train, when you're traveling, I have requested Harikshapur to speak on Akrura's journey to Vrindavan. So that's a very deep subject matter. So you all can read that section from Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna book. Yes. Any other question? Huh? Yes.
Am I audible?
No, I ask him to type. We don't have facility to unmute.
Okay, bro.
No. Because there's not much difference between the Western disciples and ourselves now. Our consciousness is not proper. We were hearing, no, even in Vidwan Prabhu's class, Vidwan Prabhu was telling that the actual bath in Radha Kund is with proper consciousness, that we need to build. As of now, we're not ready. So, anyway, sprinkling and sipping water is equivalent to taking bath, so it's okay. And anyways, after doing Govardhan Parikrama, what bath and what you all will do? I don't think you all will see Radha Kund also, because there's a last stretch of Parikrama. So people are very tired, when they go around Radha Kund and so. But still, we'll try our best to take darshan. Advaitacharya's deity is Radha Madan Mohan. So Advaitacharya did bhajan in Vrindavan. Yeah, I'll tell that pastime there. Now I don't know about them, but Advaitacharya, yes. Advaitacharya, yes.
Hare Krishna, was some question there in the
No, it's a
chat box.
pastime due to there was some transcendental curse given to Govardhan that every single day he'll reduce by the size of mustard seed. So he's reducing. So this pastime is to wind up the entire dham. Therefore, we are seeing now we will see when we go, even Jamuna has reduced in its size. Govardhan is reducing in its size. So like that, eventually the dham will disappear. As Kali Yuga progresses, Vrindavan will disappear. So like that. For all these pastimes are there. From our material eyes, it will disappear. Whatever you are seeing, that will disappear. See, nothing new you are supposed to do. Just follow the Prabhupada's program that is given. Offer Guru Ashtakam, or offer Tulsi Arti. Tulsi Arti in Vrindavan is very important. Vrindavan itself means the forest of Vrinda, forest of Tulsi. So Tulsi Arti is very important. And our organizers have arranged exclusive Tulsi Arti in the place where we want to stay. Because in Krishna Balram Mandir, in the temple, will not be able to attend Tulsi Arati. There was huge crowd. Therefore, separately we have arranged. At least, watering Tulsi and all becomes very difficult in Vrindavan, in temple. Therefore, we arranged in our hall where we will be staying. So there we will do Tulsi Arati. So the plan will be immediately when we complete the Mangala Arati, Narsimha Arati, we leave the place and we leave the temple and come to our hall. There we'll do Tulsi Arati and sit for chanting. So that will be very nice. So this Tulsi prayers are very important. And all the prayers in Mangalacharan are very important. So whichever place you go, like we'll be going to Madan Mohan temple, Govinda Dev temple, Gopinath temple. So you should know the prayers of that. It's there in the Mangalacharan. Yes. So you all can memorize those prayers. Yeah. Okay, what to ask in Vrindavan? So many things to ask, isn't it? Yes. You can always ask that, please bless me with deep service mode, because that's what is missing. If that is there, everything will manifest. Please bless me with the greed to serve the lordships, to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada. This greed is what is missing. So if this greed manifests, then we are successful. No, you can always ask that, please give me taste in chanting.